Okay, gotcha.
Getting directions to Washita.
Thursday night, the Washita women defeated Southeastern Oklahoma State 72-51 to end an 11-game losing streak to the team from Southeast Oklahoma. Tonight, another team from the southeastern part of the region of Oklahoma comes to Bill Vining Arena. It's East Central, and the Washita Lady Tigers have lost 4 consecutive games to these other Tigers from Oklahoma. Could Washita end another losing streak here this afternoon? We sure hope so. East Central has won 4 straight, including a game on Thursday night against Henderson across the street by the score of 76-71. Washita, led by Aspen Thornton and 3 other players in double figures in that huge win over Southeastern, are rolling right now. Good afternoon, a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we're inside Bill Vining Arena. Michael Westbrook, along with our entire Washita Sports Digital Network crew. Look how close this is right now. You may see 3 and 8 sticking out, but East Central 6-4 in conference play, tied for third. Their win over Henderson propelled them a little bit, and then Washita at 5-6, just 1 game back in the win column. That's how close things are right now. Southwestern, the number 1 seed at this point, 9-1. Harding at 7-4. Southeastern at 5-4. Northwestern 6-5. Southern Nazarene 5-5. Arkansas Tech, Washita, Oklahoma Baptist, all currently tied for that number 8 spot. It's a significant number. Top 8 teams make it to the Great American Conference Tournament in Shawnee, Oklahoma, in about a month, so got to stay in that top range and got to start picking up some wins. At the bottom, it's Southern Arkansas and Monticello. Today, East Central 9-5, 6-4 in conference play. Washita can run their record to an even 500 with a big win today and also get that conference record to 500. As we told you, Washita with that huge 72-51 win over Southeastern on Thursday night, a 76-71 win for East Central over Henderson. 4 in a row for the Tigers of East Central, but they're just 3-4 on the road this year. Meanwhile, Washita playing really well here at Bill Vining Arena. They're 6-2 at home this season. So it's East Central and it's Washita. Looking at some of the comparisons between these two teams, East Central over the last probably the entire Matt Cole era, their head coach has wanted to grind out games. They're not going to score a lot. They want to hold their opponents to minimal possessions, giving up just 63.4 points a game. That's actually a little bit high for them in recent years. Washita, almost 78 points a game. Hopefully the offense will show up today, shooting it at 42%. East Central at 41%. And at the free throw line, East Central has the advantage there, so you can't allow the Tigers from East Central to get to the line. They're going to knock those down. Rebounding margin right at 0 for East Central. Washita behind in that category. And turnover margin +2 for Washita, +4 for East Central. Let's talk about some of the leaders on these teams. Madison Reel, that's a name you've called year after year after year. She's been around a long time for East Central, and she's playing like someone who has been around a long time. A veteran, averaging 14.1 a game, leading her team in points per contest. Crusoe is the leading rebounder. Mackenzie Crusoe at 7.2 per game. Have to limit her, but she also had 25 points in the win over East Central, so she's an offensive threat as well. Got to make sure you slow her down. Wilson at the free throw line, leading the team at nearly 90%. Now, Aspen Thornton over 26 points a game, still leading the nation, leading the conference. Michaela Miller, a lot of talk about her and her mid-range jump shot, but she actually leads the team in rebounds, 6.7 a game. Thornton, second best free throw shooter in the league at nearly 86%. And in that last game, it was 17 points for Thornton, and Miller had 11 and 11. We're almost ready for the introduction of the starting lineups here from our PA announcer, Dr. Casey Model, and also have the national anthem as well. So we're just a couple of minutes away from tip-off here at Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Just one game here today. The East Central men in the COVID protocols were not able to play on Thursday night against Henderson, and also not able to play here this afternoon against Ouachita. That game has been set for a makeup date of Tuesday, February 22nd. So a month from now, we'll have East Central rolling back through on the men's side for a makeup game there. Just one game here today on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Let's turn it over to the PA announcer, Dr. Casey Model.
At this time, we invite you to stand for the playing of our national anthem.
And with that, just about time to get this game started. Ouachita and East Central today. We'll look at these projected starters first for East Central University under head coach Matt Cole. Number 1, Kennedy Cummings, a 5'6" freshman guard from Moore, Oklahoma. Madison Reel, the 5'6" redshirt senior guard, wearing number 3 from Edmond, Oklahoma, out of Deer Creek High School. Number 11, Gabby Cummings, a 5'8" redshirt sophomore from Elgin, Oklahoma. Number 20, Mackenzie Crusoe, told you she had 25 points Thursday night. Redshirt freshman, a 5'7" guard from Choctaw, Oklahoma. And Emily Wilson, number 5'10" freshman guard from Ada, Oklahoma. The 5 starters, again, for Matt Cole and assistant coach Heather Hurt and Jeff McGahey. Now the introduction of the starting lineups for Ouachita, and we've got the student section showing up to my right here. It's going to be a rowdy afternoon inside Bill Vining Arena, so that's good to see. Number 5, Lainey Mears, the 5'8" freshman from Bologna. Number 12, Aspen Thornton, the 5'6" freshman guard from Hot Springs. Number 13, Michaela Miller, the 5'6" junior guard from Little Rock. Number 15, Nero Malou, the 6' freshman forward from Grand Prairie, Texas. And number 30, Lauren Wright, the 5'9" senior from Wiley, Texas. Again, it's Mears, Thornton, Miller, Wright, and Malou, the 5 on the floor. Robert Dallimore, his 3rd year as the head coach, with assistant coach Kayla Tucker. And student assistants Kylie Jo Kilgore, Abby Mosley, and Jordan Dallimore. One more final huddle for Coach Dallimore and his team as the entire team is standing out on the court. Meanwhile, for East Central, it was just the 5 starters who were huddled up. They have broken that huddle, and they're ready to go on the court. Coach Matt Cole, 8th season at East Central, and you see Coach McGahey there behind him. Those two guys have been around a long time at East Central. Both of them actually came over across the court to say hello as Coach Cole was doing his interview for the radio right before tip-off. Malou will jump in the center circle against Emily Wilson. And this one is underway as Malou won the tip, but Crusoe cut across to come up with the basketball. Mackenzie Crusoe, the redshirt freshman out of Choctaw, Oklahoma, into the corner, a long three, hard off the back iron from Wilson. Offensive rebound for East Central on its opening possession. Gabby Cummins now over to Crusoe. Crusoe drives in, double team. Swing it up to the right wing. 4 on the shot clock. Have to make a move. 3 down to 2. Will they get the shot away? Running shot misses. Malou a rebound. Nero Malou clears the glass. Even though they gave up the offensive board, a good possession there for Ouachita. See the Lady Tigers on offense for the first time. Mears cutting through the lane, off the glass and in. Well, Lainey Mears did an excellent job of keeping possession of that basketball as she was crossing over. That's one of those that could have been taken away from her. Drive from Reel, kicks it left side, Cummings. Kennedy Cummings to the baseline, hangs in the air. Luckily, they're lucky they got that pass all the way across. Loose ball, it's going to belong to East Central. Shot clock will reset to 20. East Central winners of 4 straight. Wins over Southern Nazarene and Henderson during that stretch. Michaela Miller tries to jump the passing route, now has to recover. Long 3, missed it off the back iron. Rebound again for Malou, that's 2. Minute and a half in, Ouachita up 2-0. Miller, the aggressor, fouled. Michaela Miller all the way to the rim, draws the contact, and will go to the free throw line. First foul of the game, it's charged to Kennedy Cummings, the freshman out of Moore, Oklahoma. A lot of young players on the court for both of these two teams. Miller, as a junior, one of the veterans out there right now. One more free throw coming her way. Miller, 55 of 87 at the line this year, 63%. 1 of 2 for Miller. So Madison Reel averages 14 points a game. Crusoe, second best leading scorer for East Central, 13.5. And Emily Wilson in double figures with 10. A whistle against Ouachita. That will go against Lauren Wright. Ouachita led by Aspen Thornton, 25 a game, 16 for Michaela Miller. 11.7 a game for Lainey Mears, a 3 that averaged double figures for Ouachita. Crusoe, pump fake, drives, thought about the 15-footer, instead to the baseline Reel. Back out Crusoe, she comes up with it just before going out of bounds. 10 to shoot, launches, missed it short, and Ouachita had 3 players there, nobody could come up with it. Looks as if maybe Wright and Thornton might have collided, and that will give the ball back to East Central. 2 minutes into the game, Ouachita has struggled on the defensive glass early on, it seems like. See if they can correct that. Another 3. A lot of it's because of these shots from East Central. They are taking a lot of early 3s. Foul on Kennedy Cummings, her second. So she's out of the game. And Izzy Cummings is in. 5'8" redshirt sophomore from Elgin. We have a lot of relatives out on the court. Those 2 twins, and we got the Wright twins. There's Michaela Miller all the way to the rack. She has 3, 5-0 Ouachita, 2.5 minutes in. It has been all Lady Tigers so far as the long shots are not falling for East Central. Drive to the baseline, Reel. Bounces it deep into the corner. Miller almost had a steal. Jumper won't go, and a fight for the loose ball saved back inbounds to Thornton. Up the floor to Mears. No numbers yet. Mears will wait. Miller swings it. Now Wright drives. Back to Miller. Spinning into the paint. Almost 3 minutes into the first quarter. Thornton yet to take a shot. Won't have one there either. Wright dials up the three, off the backboard, nothing else. East Central's Crusoe. Blocking foul called. So far in this one, East Central is 0 of 7 from the floor. Ouachita's 2 of 3. Aspen Thornton called for her first foul. Lainey Mears will take a seat. Malou will also take a break. Mackenzie Jones is in, and Jesse Bennett on the floor. Bennett, the senior from Leonard, Texas. Jones, the freshman from Kirby, Arkansas, had her best game as a college athlete on Thursday night. Free throw good for Crusoe, her first. Jones on Thursday night, 19 minutes, went 6 of 9 from the floor. She had 15 points. Added a steal as well. And here she goes, down on the low block. Not afraid to take the shots, that's for sure. Kate Ogle, the 5'11 junior forward from Baldwin City, Kansas, in the game. And she will shoot there, come up empty. Jones clears the glass. 5-2 Ouachita, 6.5 to go first quarter. Thornton, got a 17-footer, can't hit as she takes her first shot of the game. East Central wastes very little time getting back down the floor. Real, a little bit of contact on the baseline, into the corner. And there's where that student section, all standing, I think makes an impact. They're yelling air ball now. Right, left wing. A situation like this where you don't have just a huge crowd, that can get into your head when you catch the basketball and they're all right there around you. Shot won't go for Miller either. Around the back dribble from Crusoe. Sends it right out of bounds. Crusoe trying to throw it to Real, just well behind her. They were not on the same page, and it goes into that student section for a turnover. Here's Kaylin Wright. And Lauren Wright will get a break. So Kaylin Wright played just 9 minutes Thursday, fouled out with 1:16 to go in the first half. Turned out they were able to still win by 20-plus points without her services for the second half, but you never really want a player to foul out in the first half. Thornton will drive, a lot of contact, heading to the free throw line. I don't even know how Thornton really even got a shot away. She was leaning to her right, kind of threw it up with two hands with two players hitting her. Crusoe called for the foul, her first. Told you in the open about the free throw shooting of Aspen Thornton. Second best in the conference at 85.8%, behind Northwestern's Bailey Brown. And Thornton is 2 of 2 there. She gets to the line a lot. It's her 99th free throw make of the year. Seven to 2 Ouachita. Real wanted the basketball inside, yelling at her teammate, in fact. Off the backboard and in, a long two. Let's see, Alexis Lyons hits that. And, you know, it's Saturday afternoon, so the bank should already be closed, but somehow still open there. Used that line for a long time, but apparently some of the crew picked up on it Thursday night. Shot's really not going down for Ouachita right now. Now Real open, ties the game at 7. Coach Dallimore seeing this slip away a little bit early on. 4:32 to go. No, actually, Van Zant hobbling to the sidelines will bring us to the media timeout. 4:32 to go in the first. We're back in a moment. You're watching Ouachita basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years, but long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Washita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
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 How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Washita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita.
Seven to 7 our score at the first media timeout. 4:32 remaining in the opening quarter of action. Lainey Mears 2 points, 2 for Thornton and 3 for Michaela Miller. Madison Reel hitting a 3 a moment ago. That's her 3 points. Crusoe has 2, both of them coming at the free throw line. And Alexis Lyons with that bank shot has 2. 7 all as play resumes. Claudia Van Zant being worked on at the end of the Washita bench by the athletic trainers. Did not see her on Thursday, and then as she just entered the game, dealing with an injury now. Mears, Thornton, Miller, Malou, and Wright are the 5 on the floor for the Washita Lady Tigers. Thornton, pull-up jumper with 10 to shoot, misses it. Rebound clear by East Central's Lions. I'd mentioned in the open about East Central wanting to slow the game down, kind of grind it out. And they had a year where they only gave up like 54 points a game to their opponents. That's the kind of style they want to play, but a bit of a track meet by their standards in the last 2 or 3 minutes of action. There's another 3 that falls. Izzy Cummings hits this one. So they're not going to be afraid to take those long shots. That's obvious. 2 of 11 from the floor before that shot, and 1 of 7 from three-point range. Lainey Mears back the other way for Washita. Mears with 4. So East Central 3 of 12 from the floor. Washita's 2 of 8. Make it 3 of 9 now. And offensive foul. Madison Reel. Her first foul, 4th team foul on East Central. Aspen Thornton will go out of the game. Nope, Thornton will stay in there. Malou is now in. Dr. Model and I both got thrown off there. Thornton sprinted back like she was going out of the game. She was just going to get the basketball. Malou left wide open. She's not going to take that shot, and they know it. Right just outside of the paint, giving Malou all sorts of room. Mears off of the screen. Reel comes up with the steal. Now Lyons has it, and Lyons will spin, fading away off the glass and in. Wow. That's a pretty good move right there. 12-9 East Central. Thornton needs to get something going. Malou will set a screen. Thornton loves to drive in. There's Mears cutting, and she will have the extra pass over to Wright, who wasn't quite ready for it. Plenty of time, 12 to shoot. Now here's Thornton. Thornton off the right edge of the base of the paint. Misses. Oh, goodness. Hard collision down on the hardwood. Both players jump right back up. Jump ball possession arrow with Washita. And they need to be aware only 4 seconds to shoot. Not a change of possession, and the shot clock will not reset. Michaela Miller's back in. Wright goes out. And Madison Reel will take a seat for East Central. 4 to shoot. Miller to inbound, goes to Mears. Now Miller, and that did not hit the rim. Shot clock violation on Washita. Kennedy Cummings with 2 fouls back into the game. And Mackenzie Crusoe with just the 2 points at the free throw line, is not hit from the floor yet. Got to make sure you keep an eye on her. Left wing 3, good again. Kate Ogle gets in on the mix on the 3-point barrage. Their 3rd 3-point make. Largest lead of the game for East Central, 15-9. After Washita was up 7-3. That three will not fall for right. East Central clears the glass pretty easily. It's Crusoe. Hard drive in, double team, kick to the right side. Lions now way back out. East Central not afraid to throw the ball around the court, slinging it from left to right. Down on the low block, call a foul on Mears. First foul on Mears. 6-foot freshman forward from Mustang, Oklahoma, out of Mount St. Mary, Kennedy Allison in the game now. It will go to her. 1:20 to play in the first. East Central coming into the game scoring 70 points a game. Ouachita at 78 a game. It has been quite the first quarter for East Central. 17 points now. And Ouachita just can't get a basket to fall. 3 of 12 from the floor with 60 seconds to go in the first. They need a bit of a breather. Long three. Wow. Rattles down and in for Kennedy Allison from that left corner. 20-9. Ouachita needs a basket and a stop. Mears on the edge of the paint, dishes it out to Thornton. Mishandled it for a moment. Miller with 10 to shoot. Up top to Thornton, almost stolen away. Thornton, round one defender, round two as it blocked a foul. The block shot from Ogle, she doesn't believe that she fouled, and I don't think that's who they called it on. That's right, yeah, they called it on Kennedy Cummings, reaching in from behind there after Thornton had gotten past her. So that's 3 on Cummings.
Shooting for Ouachita, number 12, Aspen Thornton.
It's one of those there, if you're Ogle, you actually maybe throw your hand up in the air and go, hey, yeah, put it on me. But didn't realize it was going to be her teammate picking up her third foul behind her there. Thornton, 3 points, all of them coming at the free throw line in this first quarter for the freshman out of Hot Springs. 4 for 4 at the line. Take points any way you can get them. East Central by 9. Shot clock turned off. They'll try to hold for the final possession of the first. Mackenzie Crusoe with Miller guarding. 10 seconds left in the first. Crusoe picks up her dribble. Mears gets beat. They're trying to go for the steal. Air ball from Cummings. Ball out of bounds with 1.7. It's Ouachita's basketball. Lainey Mears is holding her left wrist. She's got a Band-Aid on that left wrist, it looks like. Michaela Miller from half court. Can't get it to go there. After one, it's 20-11. East Central with the lead. We'll be back in a moment for the second quarter. You're watching the Ouachita Lady Tigers on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
20-11 our score after one quarter of play. East Central leading. Much of the plan had to be to slow down Crusoe and Real, but several other players have stepped up for the East Central Lady Tigers to hold that 9-point advantage after one. They shoot 41% in the first quarter. Meanwhile, Ouachita 25%. We'll see if the Lady Tigers of Ouachita can turn it around in the second quarter of action from Bill Vining Arena. Izzy Cummings, Madison Reel, Kennedy Allison on the floor, along with Emily Wilson and Kate Ogle. That's the 5 for East Central. Air ball, Aspen Thornton with the rebound. Lauren Wright, Michaela Miller, Mackenzie Jones, and Lainey Mears on the floor for Ouachita. A whistle in the paint, and it's against East Central. Emily Wilson called for her first foul. First of the second. Miller will inbound underneath their own goal. Talked about the play of Jones on Thursday. Clutch performance for her off the bench. Thornton all the way to the rim and in. That's 6 for Aspen, and that's going to have to be her game. Get to the foul line, get in there inside, try to get some easy baskets, turn this thing around. 7-point Ouachita trails by 7. And a 3 that goes well out of bounds. So East Central started the game taking a lot of deep threes, missing them. Then they started to hit a few, and that turned around their first quarter. Still overall, they are 4 of 11 from three-point range. Ouachita's yet to hit from downtown, having taken 4 long-range shots, missing all of them. Thornton, ball poked free. Mears picks it up. No harm done there, had plenty of time. Now down to 10. Mears driving in. They'll call an offensive foul. Mears using her arm to push off. 2 fouls on Lainey Mears. Jones guarding Allison. Tries to back her way down. Jones stays right there with her. Reel into the corner. Skips the pass right side. And Michaela Miller comes up with a steal. Layup for Michaela Miller. A steal and 2 the other way for Michaela Miller. Ouachita trails by 5. Points off of turnovers was really significant on Thursday night for Ouachita. And the student section has got it going again. They're going to have to keep that up throughout the entire game. 3 on the left wing, off the back iron, offensive board. Fight for the loose ball now, still loose. And it is Allison who comes up with it and misses. A foul called.
Foul on the Lady Tigers, number 23, Mackenzie Jones. That is her first personal foul. Ouachita's second team foul.
Offensive rebounding, 5 now for East Central. Extra possessions for East Central in this first half has allowed them to have the lead. Kenzie Jones called for her first foul, second against Ouachita here in the second. We're seeing so much more of this nowadays where the teams will just send the free throw shooter to the line, not even worry about trying to get a rebound. Ouachita does a lot of that. East Central has their other 4 players back set up on defense. Five for Kennedy Allison. That leads her team in scoring. They're giving Wright a lot of space. Mears back out to Wright. Will find Thornton. Here goes Thornton on the dribble. The Miller to the baseline. Looks for some help. Just an instinctual type pass there, and East Central was ready for it. Miller never really even looked. Just tried to run the play, it looked like. And there's a 3 back the other way for Madison Reel. 10-point East Central lead. Miller drives around her defender, up high off the glass and in for Michaela Miller, and 1. Well, if there's been one thing about Miller this year, it's when she makes a mistake, she comes back and makes up for it. Aspen Thornton will take a break. Kaylin Wright is in. Miller with 7 points, back to the line. Up and in. East Central tied for 3rd place in the conference right now. 9-5 overall record, 6-4 conference mark. Ouachita tied for 8th. They've won 5 conference games, only 1 back in the win column. It's that close right now after a round of league play. Half the season to go. Just inside the 3-point line, missed it short. Mears comes up with it. Mears one-on-one against Reel. Called for the offensive foul again. She definitely used her left arm to push off a little bit. She's picked up 3 fouls. Now, Coach Dallimore not accepting the call by any means, having a long conversation with the official. Certainly looked like she probably pushed off a little bit. Now they'll call it back the other way. That one's on Cummings. So they're going to call that no matter what, it appears. They'll get Mears out of the game with her 3 fouls. So now Coach Dallimore are going after the other official. That official telling him to back up. He had his conversation with the official first time down, but now going after the one that actually made the call. Malou might have to start stepping inside a little bit. They're giving her so much space. She might have to kind of take it to the defender a step or two just to pull them out. Miller's shot won't go. Now Lyon straightens up. Baseline jumper. Rebound right. Good stop there. Ouachita needs a basket. Down by 7. 6 minutes to go till halftime. Look at all that space for Malou. Good pass inside to Wright. That'll work too. Lauren Wright with a basket. I like that a lot better than Malou just standing there and handing it to somebody 2 feet away. Going to give her all that space. She's tall enough she can look over and find somebody open underneath. Another cross-court pass. Dangerous passes from East Central. Almost a steal, but instead of foul. Real. Let's see, 4th team foul on Ouachita here. Next one will send East Central to the free throw line. There's that official that made that call last time down, and we're 2 minutes past it, and Dallimore still having a conversation. Allison works on Malou, back out to Real. Real just outside the paint there. To Allison, double team. Now Real open. Can't hit. Offensive board. Goodness, and that's 2. Second chance points lead to baskets for Mackenzie Crusoe. They have held her a bit in check here. Just 4 points for Crusoe. Halfway through the second. Fading away. Thornton with the roll. Good shooters get good rolls, don't they? That one up and in for Aspen Thornton. She has 8 to lead Ouachita. 5-point contest. Real underneath on the low block. Right. Wow, no foul. Out of bounds. And immediate timeout with 4:49 to play in the second. We'll step away. 27-22 East Central leads. You're watching Ouachita Lady Tiger basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Couple of scores to pass along to you in Russellville. Northwestern leading Arkansas Tech 25-20, 2:38 to play in the first half. And in Magnolia today, Southern Nazarene with a lead on SAU 30-22. They've got 5 minutes to go until halftime. Here at Bill Vining Arena, 4:49 to play until the break, 27-22. East Central leads your Ouachita Lady Tigers. As we resume play, deep into the corner, 3 on its way. That misses from Gabby Cummins, and a rebound by Nero Malou. Here's Michaela Miller. Miller with 8 points in the first half action. Again, so much space there for Malou. Gives to Thornton off of a screen. Works it back left side to Miller. She'll cross over defender. Jump stop in the paint. Bounce pass underneath. Out of bounds. Too low for Lauren Wright to come up with. A big hello to wherever you may be listening in to our broadcast here today. Maybe Weatherford, Texas. Eric Adcock listening in. Here's Madison Reel, the redshirt senior. She's been around for 5 years for East Central. Crusoe, baseline, works on Miller. Picks up the dribble, back out to Reel. Fires the three, good. Goodness gracious. That's her third three-point make of the first half, and Coach Dallamore's had enough of that. He'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. 3:56 remaining until halftime. That's the fifth three-point make by East Central, and that's helped them get out to this 8-point advantage at 30-22. See if we can catch you up on a couple of more scores as well. They're playing today in Searcy. It's Southwestern taking on Harding. And then you also have Southeastern and Henderson across the street today. Henderson with a lead 37-17 on Southeastern, and Harding with a lead of 30-25 on Southwestern. Let me take just a moment here to mention Darren Grover, the head coach at Southeastern Oklahoma State. They were here Thursday night, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him. He was obviously disappointed with their 21-point loss to Ouachita, but has been a long-time coach in the league for 17 years. His mother passed away Thursday morning, and he was coaching that game and even the one here today with that news. And so our prayers go out to Coach Grover and to his family. And I'd have to look. He's maybe the longest tenured coach on the women's side, maybe second behind only Harding. But Coach Grover, a great, great guy, and, of course, obviously coaching through that difficult time. Basket up and in for Kaylin Wright. Yeah, and a lot of folks dealing with that right now. And Oklahoma Baptist coach Jason Akers lost his father this week as well. So say prayers for him as well and the GAC family. Back to play here. We got a jump ball, and the possession arrow belongs to Ouachita. This is a crucial part before halftime here. You know both teams are tired. Ouachita's had to play a few extra games because of their games postponed over Christmas break, but sixth game in 11 days, and go back a little bit farther, it's just been a lot of basketball in January. This could really catapult Ouachita if they could come away with a win here today after that win on Thursday. A lot of space for Lauren Wright. Now to Thornton. Oh, had it blocked. She waited just a little too long. Good recovery there by Wright. 5 to shoot. Miller's aware of it. She fires. Too strong. Rebound East Central and Emily Wilson. Down to the baseline. Wide open. Three on its way. Fight for the loose ball. Knocked out of bounds off of Lions for East Central. Ouachita basketball. Ten of 28 for East Central from the floor. Ouachita 9 of 22. Ouachita's yet to hit from three-point range. 0 of 7. They need one of those to go down. Here's Wright driving in strong off the glass with a left hand and in. Kaylin Wright, a couple of big baskets here in the last minute or so. We have a 4-point game. 30-26. Ball knocked free, picked up by Reel. East Central stays in possession. And a three goes down. Ogle, excuse me, that's Ogle. Kate Ogle with the basket. Her second three-point make. Now Miller picks up the dribble. Finds Thornton. Thornton averaging 26 points a game, leading the nation. And Malou called for the offensive foul.
And the basket is no good. She's called for charging. It is her first personal foul.
Nero Malou called for the foul. The boos from the student section on that one. I said it earlier, they are not going to allow much from the offensive player They've called several offensive fouls, push-offs, charges. Real drives on Malou, and we got a foul on Ouachita yet again. It'll go on Malou again, her second. Sends Madison Real to the free throw line. 82.6% at the line this year for Real. That's fourth best in the league. We mentioned Brown at Northwestern leading the league. Aspen Thornton from Ouachita second. And Jalen Stapleton from Oklahoma Baptist third, along with Real there at number 4, the free throw percentage. Left-hander hits both. So Madison Real becomes the first player in double figures with 11 and is back out to a 9-point East Central lead. Fairly slow developing possession here for Ouachita. Right. Three-pointer, good. Looked good the whole way. And it was for Lauren Wright. Kaylin Wright with 4, Lauren Wright with 5. The Wright twins, 9 points here in the first half. Around the back dribble, ball poked free and now picked back up by East Central. Into the corner. There comes the double team on Ogle. Swings it back out. 8 to shoot. Lyons controls. Jones comes out on her in a traveling violation. Good call there. Sub for ECU, Kennedy Allison is in. The freshman from Mustang, Oklahoma. Ogle will go take a seat. 40.1 to play. 10-second difference between the game and the shot clock. Ouachita not looking for any sort of 2-for-1. They're going to take this clock down. Look inside to Jones. Jones traveled. Yep. Well, one of the officials in this game, he and I have gone back a long way. I was thinking earlier, 13th year around Division II basketball, and the official that just called the travel there, he and I had an exchange one time about 10 years ago where I'd said on a broadcast, that's a lot of traveling calls, and he heard me. We went back and forth about it over halftime, politely, of course, but he's still calling the travels. Down to 10 seconds. East Central trying to hold for the final shot of the half. Real with Thornton guarding. Real just outside the paint. Kicks it right side. 3. Cummings, no. Half a second. No shot there for Thornton. Ouachita was down by 9 after the end of the first quarter, so down by just 6 at halftime. They gain a little bit of ground there in the second. At the halftime break, East Central University 35, Ouachita Baptist 29, a 6-point deficit for Ouachita at the break. Coming up here in just a second at halftime, my interview with Coach Luke Howard, the head baseball coach at Ouachita. The baseball-softball season's right around the corner, and so we're going to hear from Luke Howard from our GAC Sports Network coverage and hear about the upcoming Ouachita baseball season, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. You're watching Ouachita Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Welcome into our Countdown to First Pitch interview series. Today I'm visiting with Luke Howard, head coach of Ouachita Baptist University. Coach, let's start first by talking about your coaching staff. You've got Coach Brown, who is entering his second year, did a good job with the pitchers last year. But then also you bring back a guy who hadn't been gone that long, and Coach Bradley. So now he's been there since the summer, I'm assuming. He was hired in June. Tell us about bringing Coach Bradley back and your expectations for your coaching staff.
We had Tanner Rockwell, who was with me for 3 years, that moved on and got a head coaching job, junior college head coaching job, and did a phenomenal job as the recruiting coordinator here and changing the direction of this program and helping out with that. And Charles was here 2 years ago during the COVID year, and an opportunity came along that he couldn't pass up, which is the case with many young coaches. And then when Tanner got that job that he couldn't pass up, I mean, Charles was my first phone call, and, we got it done. and I'm super excited. Our guys, I mean, the guy brings just some energy that can't be matched into the program. And Dave Brown, great pitching coach, relates to the guys well. And, hopefully that we build on the success of the pitchers from last year.
What was the fall like for you guys? Everything was somewhat okay, COVID related, I guess. Now we're having problems again, but take us through the fall and through your practices and kind of leading up to the season. How did that go?
Lots of competition. We had 18 new players in our program, 13 freshmen, 5 transfers. It makes up right about half of our team. So lots of competing, new blood in the program. We finished up the year last year on a pretty high note, the back part of the season, but a lot of those guys that were part of that are gone. So incoming new guys with guys that have been here, and there's a lot of competition out there. So our fall was based around mostly that, which was competing.
What big positions did you have to fill with a lot of those guys graduating?
Just about every single one of them. And we got our 2 from batting average perspective, Cade Burris and C.W. Schrader are back. Those were our 2 top hitters in batting average. Those are really the only 2 guys that are back that had a significant role on the team last year. So we're still in that mode. Go out and win a job. That's fine.
So what are you thinking about? How are you feeling about the season right now? And I know that everybody's excited to play and we're almost there, but COVID has once again crept up on us, and I can't believe we're still talking about that a little bit. But what are your thoughts going into the season less than a month away?
It's one of those things. COVID is something you just have to deal with. It's not at the forefront of what we talk about every day. If we have a guy test positive or have to have somebody go home, we just keep rolling with who we got. It's the 3rd season in a row that, it looks like it may have some kind of effect. But we had 50 games again this year, which is awesome. And I'm excited to get out there and just play. And, if a coach isn't excited on January 17th, then we probably should find something else to do. The season, the ebbs and flows of the season and the peaks, and hopefully not very many valleys, if none, determine your feelings as the season goes along. But when you're at the beginning, if you're not fired up right now, then definitely could find something else to be doing.
And Coach, that season begins at Majestic Park. It's a beautiful new place, so greatly named. Of course, season's going to end there as well in the conference tournament. So you get to begin the year there. Tell us about getting to start right there in Hot Springs and playing on that great facility and against those really good teams.
I know our guys are excited, and I am too, to open up at that park and be the first games in. There's a lot of tradition and history in Hot Springs from a baseball perspective, and we're excited. Great competition we're going to play up there, and our season starts there. And the bottom line with this program is it hasn't been in that conference tournament in a good bit. So to start there and get back on the road and head back up there at the end of the year would be a great thing.
All right, let's go a little bit deeper into some of your players now. Let's talk about the pitching staff, because you did have the 2 guys last year that were honorable mention, all GAC. Just tell us a little bit about your pitching staff.
Our pitching staff, there's some innings that graduated, but we have 4 COVID seniors that are taking advantage of that extra year that they got that came back, that we're going to be relying on heavily, with Bo Burson and Hunter Gotro and Carter Wade and Garrett Hermes. Those 4 guys, there's 6 of them that came back. Blake Tubbs and Pierce Mitchum are 2 guys that position players that came back. And when guys do that, we don't have a master's degree that they can go get, so it's a little harder of a decision for them to do. And I just kind of supported them, and obviously had to want them back. But for those guys, those 6 guys, to be able to just want to come back means the world to me in this program. A few of them have been here since I got here, and going on year 4, and kind of just drives me to bring it every single day. I've asked the guys since I've been here to make it better when you leave than when you got here, and each guy so far has been able to do that. And that's the goal again this year, is to just have a better season than we did last year, the last group. The next group, you leave it better than you found it.
Certainly been an interesting 4 years for you, Coach, as someone who's had to go through 3 years now of COVID. And, of course, a lot of new coaches or any veteran, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got that same story. So how do you put that behind you? And you said it's not really at the forefront right now. Do you guys just go out and play and just don't even think about it, don't talk about it much?
Don't talk about it much. We know we got to be safe. We know the rules are changing all the time. I go with what our administration gives us here, and obviously what the GAC, that's what I look at. And then as I get the information, I pass it along to the guys. But, if there's anything anybody's learned in the last couple of years, it's that you got to, control the things that you can. And it's a cliche a little bit, but it's so true. And I have no control over the rules. When I'm asked my opinion, I'll give it. Sometimes I'll give it if I'm not asked. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And, it looks like it could be creeping up on us again. But as we get into spring, hopefully it settles down and we just get out there and do the best we can with the guys that are out there playing. And we've shown that we'll play if we can put a team out there.
And lastly, Coach, we always talk a lot about pitching and offense and those things. Sometimes defense gets overlooked. I know you got good defenders out there. Tell me who some of those guys are that you're going to be really counting on to make the plays for you in the field.
Well, our infield is going to be, besides Colton Schrader, it's pretty much going to be new. So, there's a battle. I wrote a different lineup today than I did yesterday in the scrimmage that we're playing. And there's just a different lineup out there. But defense and throwing strikes is at the forefront of this program. I want to be fundamentally sound. I want to get out there and compete every single day. But fundamentals is what, if there's somebody watching Ouachita Baptist University baseball play, the fundamentals is what I want them to look out there and see that we're doing. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to win, but if you don't have them, I promise you're going to be a losing team, and that's something that we preach every day. Throw strikes and make the routine plays. We give up some hits, but big innings in baseball happen because you're sloppy, and rarely do they happen because teams bang the ball around if you're throwing strikes. So we're very confident in our fundamentals, and we work on them and preach them every single day, and that's what I want our kind of our building block and our mantra to be, is that we're going to take care of those fundamentals on a daily basis.
All right, Coach. Well, that's all I had for you today. Just a little preseason look at Ouachita. So thank you for the time, and good luck to the Tigers this year.
Thanks, Michael, for having me.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Halftime as Ouachita trails East Central by the score of 35-29. We've got scores from around the Great American Conference for you and stats from the first half. Let's look at some of the numbers. Nearly 46% shooting for Ouachita in the first half and 35% for East Central, which you look at that and you wonder, well, then how does East Central have the lead? But from long range, that's been the difference so far in this one. East Central for the game, 7 3-point makes, 35%. And Ouachita has made only 1 3-pointer in 8 tries, 12.5%. At the free throw line, East Central a perfect 6 of 6. Ouachita's been there 7 times, having made 6 of those free throw attempts. 17 rebounds for East Central, 16 for Ouachita, and that has also been one of the key differences here because East Central has 7 offensive rebounds. That has led to second chance points. East Central with 7 turnovers. Ouachita has 8 points off of turnovers. East Central has that advantage 13-4. So there's a look at some of the team numbers. Let's look at some of the individual numbers. Madison Reel with 11 points for East Central. Mackenzie Crusoe has 4 points, 3 from Izzy Cummings, 6 from Kate Ogle, 4 from Alexis Lyons, and 5 from Kennedy Allison, 2 from Kennedy Cummings. And their leading rebounder is Mackenzie Crusoe with 6 rebounds, and Alexis Lyons has 3. Meanwhile, for Ouachita, their leading point scorer is Aspen Thornton with 8. Michaela Miller also has 8. Kaylin Wright with 4. 5 from Lauren Wright, and 4 from Lainey Mears. So that's enough players to score. You might need to get a couple more involved, or you need somebody to kind of have a breakout second half. Meanwhile, rebounding, pretty even. Kaylin Wright with 3, Nero Malou with 3 to lead the way. Scores at the break. Southern Nazarene at Southern Arkansas today, and Southern Nazarene has an 11-point halftime advantage. Northwestern leads Arkansas Tech by 1, 31-30. Southwestern at Harding today, and Harding has a lead on Southwestern. That would be huge if Harding came away with a win. It's 36-33. And look at this, Henderson is rolling across the street against Southeastern. It's 40-23, no score given from Oklahoma Baptist and UAM. All halftime scores here in the Great American Conference. And there'll be a few men's games today. We will not have one here for you, as the East Central team is in the COVID protocols and can't play. We're going to take one more quick break here before the start of the second half. So at halftime, 35-29, Ouachita trails. We're back in just a moment. This is Ouachita Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Considering an online pharmacy? Explore BeSafeRx to find useful information and resources to help you purchase medicines safely online. A safe online pharmacy requires a doctor's prescription, has an address in the United States, has a licensed pharmacist, and is licensed by a state pharmacy board. It's best to stay away from online pharmacies that don't meet these criteria. Discover more helpful tips and resources at BeSafeRx. Go to fda.gov/BeSafeRx.
$35-29, our halftime score. It will be East Central basketball to start the second half. As a few more numbers to look at here. Largest lead of the game for East Central was 11 points. That was right before the end of the first quarter. After one, it was 20-11. And so Ouachita outscores East Central in the second quarter by 5 points. Make this a 6-point game. We're ready to go. Lauren Wright on the floor for Ouachita, along with Nero Malou, Michaela Miller, Aspen Thornton, and Lainey Mears, the same 5 that started the game for Ouachita as we begin the second half of play. A steal, Michaela Miller comes up with it, missed the layup. Oh no. Give a little credit to Lyons on defense there, but Miller just missed that one. So you also have Mackenzie Crusoe and Madison Reel on the floor, along with Gabby Cummins. 3 won't go, and the ball just taken away from Wright as Izzy Cummings came up with it. Just talked about the offensive rebounding of East Central and how that has allowed them second chance points. Malou falls down. She is slow to get back up there. Shot missed, and East Central comes back up with it. Slow start here for both sides. 54 seconds in to the third, as Madison Reel will inbound. Back out top of the key to Cummings. Real guarded by Thornton, swings it back up top. The D-up chant coming from actually the crowd. Some of the players chanting as well. A three goes in for Kate Ogle. That's Ogle's third three-point make. That's going to be the Achilles heel today for Ouachita if they don't slow down those three-point shots. Can they start hitting them? Mears cannot. The rebound picked up by Ogle. East Central has it and a 9-point lead. Foul underneath, and we've got free throws coming for Izzy Cummings.
Foul on the Lady Tigers, number 12, Aspen Thornton. That's her second personal foul. Ouachita's first team foul of the period. Subbing in for
Foul called on Thornton, her second.
subbing out number 30, Lauren
In GAC history between these two teams, 7 wins for Ouachita, 11 losses. Of course, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, East Central has won 4 consecutive games against Ouachita. Did not play each other last year as the pandemic created a situation where Arkansas schools stayed in state for conference action. Thornton, hard drive, and the lid still on the rim, where it just will not go down for Ouachita right now. Up top, 3, offline, air ball out of bounds. Longest win streak for Ouachita in this series, just 3 games, 2017-2018. And here at home, Ouachita is 5-3 against East Central. There's Malou again, wide open. Jesse Bennett on the floor for Ouachita. Thornton out to Miller, steps inside the three-point line, can't hit. Malou taps it free. Bennett comes up with it. An offensive rebound for Ouachita. Maybe they can get some points on a second effort. Aspen Thornton doesn't get a foul call. Coach Dallimore asking for the whistle to be blown there, just not getting the call. And the basketball goes back to East Central. Up next for Ouachita after this long stretch of home games, they'll go to Shawnee, Oklahoma to take on Oklahoma Baptist on Thursday the 27th, and then in Bethany, Oklahoma to take on Southern Nazarene on the 29th. Down into the paint, 5 to shoot, out to Lyons. Jumper doesn't go. Miller the rebound. And here is Miller, three-point line. Now down into the paint, out to Mears. Pump fake, drive in, bounce pass to Malou. Malou hit across the arm, heading to the free throw line.
foul on ACU, number 24, Alexis
Mentioned it a minute ago, it almost becomes a little bit insulting how much room they're giving Malou out on the three-point line. And so they post her up inside this time and try to see if that can result in some points as you see the replay. Malou rattles it in. Foul called against Lyons, her first. First foul against East Central here in this third, and about 3 minutes in. And Malou goes 2 for 2. Show a lot of confidence in your free throw shooters by putting everybody else back. I guess coaches have looked at some analytics or something and decided there's not much of a chance to get an offensive rebound in those situations. Seeing more and more teams just send everybody back. A drive in, Crusoe missed it short, fight for the loose ball. Thornton comes up with it. And now Thornton looking up the floor, keeps the dribble, goes around her defender, Crusoe, swings it over to Malou, has her shot rejected. A block by Ogle. That did not work out. 9-point East Central lead, they're 5-on-4 for a moment. Now Malou recovers. Real working on Thornton, playing with 2 fouls, has to let Real go around her, and a blocking foul called on Jesse Bennett. And 1. Foul on Jesse Bennett, her first. Second team foul against Ouachita.
Subbing in for ECU, number 33, Kennedy Allison. Subbing out number 14, Kate Ogle.
And so Real, with 13 points, has led the way in this one. Coach Dallimore having a long conversation with the official. holding up play here. Go ahead and get the free throw, couldn't they? All right, they give them the okay to shoot. This is just, I'm just still not used to this. You only had 3 players down on the blocks there. I guess that's why. Free throw went in. Everybody else just setting up on defense. Thornton. Well, they're getting the ball movement back again. That was one of the big keys to success on Thursday. There's Miller. And it's obvious they're trying to get Thornton on the drive. Everybody collides in on her. She's finding the open players out on the wings. You got to keep that going, I believe. Crusoe's going back to the free throw line first.
Blocking foul on the Lady Tigers, number 10, Jessie Bennett.
And now Bennett picks up another foul, blocking foul.
Foul of the period, subbing in for ECU, number 11, Gabby Cummings.
Gabby Cummings is into the game. Lions will take a seat.
Shooting for East Central, number 20.
And that replay there, as it was Crusoe who just kind of forced her way inside there. Mears now working on her left knee there, it looks like. She was holding her wrist earlier. One more for Crusoe. 1 of 2 there, and student section a little bit of life on that missed free throw of all things. 15-footer for Miller is good. Nine-point contest. Coach Dallimore employing his bench to try to get some noise going in here. Miller, can she come up with a steal? She does, and double dribbled with it. Oh, my goodness. It was the right call. He double dribbled with it for sure. Had a good view of it. Of course, Miller was bumped there and was hoping that maybe she would get a foul call. Hate to see that one. Real guarding, or sends to Crusoe. Miller guarding. Crusoe into the paint, ball into the air. Malou comes up with it. Got to be careful here. Good job to get it to Miller. Miller sends into the corner. Thornton's 3. No. Aspen Thornton a bit offline today. Thornton is 3 of 10 from the floor. That's one of those that could have ignited the home crowd. Instead, it goes back the other way to Crusoe for 2. So Crusoe has 7. And this whole third quarter has just been 7, 8, 9-point lead for East Central. Ouachita has not been able to cut into it. Miller, hard drive, lost the basketball. Malou picks it up, short-armed it. East Central clears the glass. Ouachita coming into this game as the 6th best field goal percentage team in the league at 42%. And in this one, they're at 37%. We got a media timeout, a whistle, and a foul will be against Ouachita. 3:58 to play in the third. We'll take a break. It's East Central 46, Ouachita 35. Ouachita Lady Tigers basketball continues in a moment on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
Back here at Bill Vining Arena, as the officials are going to check to see if there might have been a flagrant foul of some sort, although they've not made their way over to our side of the scorer's table for any sort of official review. That they're all still discussing. Matt Cole, head coach of East Central, has made his way to midcourt to talk to the official. Coach Dallimore has been asked to join, and so they are all there in the huddle together. And we'll wait and see what we got here. Where do we want him to look at, Chris? Said to go to the screen here. If you need that headset, you can put that on. You're watching here on the YouTube channel as well. So just trying to see if there was an elbow thrown. Right now we're sitting at 3:58 to play in the third. And it's 46-35, East Central with the lead. Communication with our officials to the truck. And the student section has just made the right call. They're going to switch sides. It took y'all a little bit, but y'all got it. Okay. So the student section shifting from my right over to my left, and they're going to go see if they can cause some havoc at East Central's end of the court when they're on offense now. I got a couple smiles and yes sirs from those guys. It's slowly getting their way back into a semester of college. Can't get everything right away, but let's see what kind of impact they make in the student section with 3:58 to play in the third, as they're going to go down over to where East Central would be shooting. All right, well, we'll wait and see what decision was made there. So the foul on Thornton. I just now got a chance to look back at it, and interesting, her third. I think they're coming back to the monitor now. Yes, sir. We have no intentional act. Okay. Perfect. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so the official telling us there's no intentional foul there, and that this will also be the floating media timeout of this third. So appreciate them coming over to tell us that. 3:58 to play in the third. Coach Dallimore is now getting an explanation from the other officials. It might be a little while, folks. Coach Dallimore is actually doing most of the talking at this point, so all right, well, 3:58 to play in the third. We're ready to get going again. 46-35. East Central by 11. Well, what now? The officials just told, okay, so now we're going to have the media timeout. All right. I assumed what they meant was that it was going to happen during all of that. So now we actually have the media timeout. And at this point, we'll just go ahead and keep it right here and get you caught up on some of the numbers. 14 of 39 from the floor for East Central, 36% shooting. They're 8 of 22 from three-point range, 36%. 10 of 11 at the free throw line, 26 rebounds, 8 of those on the offensive glass. They've held the lead for 20 minutes of, roughly 26 minutes of basketball here. Ouachita 13 of 35, 37%, 1 of 10 from three-point range. They have to have some tired legs out there right now as they just continue to play night in and night out pretty much. And so 10% from three-point range, 8 of 9 at the free throw line, 22 rebounds, 4 of those on the offensive glass. They've had the lead for about 4.5 minutes in this one. So East Central's made their way back to the court. Ouachita has as well, and it's going to be free throws for East Central. No, they'll be inbounding underneath. Yeah, there was no shot taking place there on that one. They were checking for an elbow. I would like to check for a foul. There's just a lot of contact between the two. That's why everything seems so confusing to me. Is I thought maybe they might, now the officials need to huddle up again. Are we now concerned about the shot clock maybe, or the game clock? I guess we'll say everything's good. Wow, so that was all about the student section. The officials got together, and the lead official told the other official to go tell the students that they have to back up. That's what that delay was about. Inbounds play, and air ball. Mears comes up with it. See, students made a difference already, I'm telling you. Jones cutting, missed, can't finish the layup. That too could have gone a long way. quick possession for Ouachita. Kennedy Allison now up top. Kennedy Cummings. Jones guarding Allison. Allison scoops it to the rim. Jones clears the glass, had it poked free from her. Now she gets it back. And here is Miller. Mears is deep in the corner there. Miller's going to keep it herself. Basket goes. +1. Big play for Michaela Miller. And a player still down for East Central. And I think we'll step away for just a second here. 3:18 to play in the third. Back in a moment. You're watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. SAC gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
As we look at it on the replay here, Miller and the contact underneath, player still down for East Central. The gym awfully quiet right now. Athletic trainer attending to East Central's player along with Coach Cole out there. And don't know if there is maybe blood right over the top of her left eyebrow. So she's sitting up at this point. We'll give you some scores from around the Great American Conference while she walks off the court. Southern Nazarene 53, Southern Arkansas 39. 2 minutes to go in the third. Northwestern and Arkansas Tech today have entered the third, where it's Arkansas Tech now leading 47-39. They've actually just started the fourth. And one we were keeping an eye on in Searcy today, Harding and Southwestern. Southwestern, the number one team in the Great American Conference at this point. They were trailing at halftime, and now as they start the fourth, it's Harding 52, Southwestern 51, and Henderson 52, Southeastern 39 as they are at the end of three. Well, Miller at the line completes the three-point play. Miller has 15 points. This one is far from over. 8-point game. Here's Madison Rio going around right. Thornton blocks her shot. Thornton came over from the backside, blocked the shot. Otherwise, that would have been an easy two. And I think Rio thought she had to. A look inside to Jones. Tries to go up and hit on the arm. Foul. The foul will go against Kennedy Allison. 2:54 to play in the third. Rio around right, and Thornton comes over, blocks the shot. Might just result in some points here with Jones at the line now. Mackenzie Jones, perfect there. Her first point of the game. Jones coming into this contest, playing about 7 minutes a game, but logged a lot of minutes on Thursday. 1 for 2 for Jones. Crusoe controls. She started every game this year for East Central, plays 32 minutes a contest. Look into the corner, open shooter, it won't go for Gabby Cummings, and a rebound for Ouachita. They're down by 7 in possession. This might be as close as they've been in quite some time. Out to Jones, she wants to take the shot, it's good! I'll tell you, for a player who is playing 7 minutes a game, Coach Dallimore sure has given her the green light, or she's taking it, and she is hitting those shots. That's a big shot for a freshman right there, especially for a post player to take that outside look. Three, good. Emily Wilson hits the three to quiet the home crowd. First points of the game for Emily Wilson, and an offensive foul. It's going the other way. Jones is called for the illegal screen. 1:58 to play of the third. We got subs. Lyons is back in for East Central, replacing Wilson. Reel will take a seat. And Izzy Cummings is back in. So Ouachita had some momentum, but that three a moment ago took away some of the momentum for sure. Mears tries to come over and get a steal. Miller comes up with it instead. Miller to Mears into the corner, blocked. What a recovery there. Gabby Cummings, redshirt sophomore, blocks the shot. And we've got a sub for East Central. Izzy Cummings is back in. No, excuse me, Wilson. Emily Wilson back in. Kind of interested to see why Wilson went out of the game. She had just hit that three, took her out, and she's right back in now. 90 seconds to go, third quarter. 8-point deficit facing Ouachita. Mears crossover, steps back, sends to Miller. Baseline, spins inside, a double team, keeps it herself, floats it in. 17 for Michaela Miller. Ouachita looking for a stop and a score to make this thing close going into the fourth. Lyons out on the wing, shovels it over, and an offensive foul. Illegal screen called on Alexis Lyons. There's the stop. And the student section helping out. Lauren Wright on the floor along with Michaela Miller, Thornton, Mears, and Jones. Inside a minute in the third. Miller has the hot hand right now. Swings it right, Thornton. Baseline, pulls up, kicks out, right open, shoots, can't hit. Offensive board and a foul on East Central. Fouls on Madison Reel underneath. Give Miller credit going after that one. And that is going to put Miller at the line. Good. Reel down there past her bench. Coach Dallimore making sure that the defense, his defensive players saw her there because she could sneak behind them, but they recognized where she was at. She controls now. Lob to Lyons, likes that baseline jumper and hits it. It's pretty much exactly how you draw that up. You kick it to that post player, they go to the baseline, straightaway jumper. Basket good for Miller, and one. Oh my, what a show. Michaela Miller has taken off all of a sudden here. You see it again, 20. For Michaela Miller. Foul on Izzy Cummings, her first. It's the closest Ouachita has been in quite some time. A strong finish to the third. Miller missed the free throw. Malou tried to come up with it. We see Claudia Van Zant still with her legs stretched out over the chair. She got injured early on in the first half. Has not returned. Reel driving on Thornton. Swings it left side to Lyons. Open shot. Won't go for Emily Wilson. Here comes Ouachita. 3 seconds. Thornton. She makes it to the three-point line. Fires. Can't hit. Oh, goodness. 51-46 our score after three. A fun game here at Bill Vining Arena. We're back for the fourth in a moment. You're watching Ouachita basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Ouachita outscores East Central by 1 in the third quarter of action, and the East Central Tigers from Ada, Oklahoma still have a 5-point lead as we enter the final 10 minutes of action. 51-46. 39% shooting for Ouachita in this contest, 36% shooting for East Central. Meanwhile, East Central is 9 of 25 from three-point range. Ouachita's 1 of 13. Ouachita starts with the basketball. Miller, Wright, Thornton, Mears, Malou, the 5 on the floor. Michaela Miller, 20 points, had the hot hand in the third, swings to Thornton, a great pump fake, a drive, and a basket. That's about as good as it can get right there. Good pass from Miller. Thornton realized the defender was flying in the air, pump faked around her and hit the shot. And now, where are we going to call this one? Blocking foul. Two officials were looking at each other to make a decision. And the foul is on Nero Malou. Third foul. Actually, I thought they might call it on Thornton, who was backpedaling. It would have been 4 had they called it on Thornton. I'd say if Thornton had been involved in that play at all, it would have been a charge. They might have called it the other direction. But instead, on Malou, Reel hits the free throw. Madison Reel, 15, now 16 points. 16 for Madison Reel to lead her team. Michaela Miller, let's see. They've got Miller with 18. I had her with 20. We'll check that. We'll see where those other 2 points went to. So we'll go with the official stats. 18 for Miller. Malou. Still just feel like you got to take a dribble in there a little bit if you're Malou. Down to 6. Here's Miller. Miller pull-up jumper. Around and down. Maybe I was just a little bit ahead. There's 20 for Miller. 3-point game. Are you kidding me? Ouachita's climbed right back in this after trailing for nearly the entire game. They've only led for 4 minutes, and that was early in the first quarter. Still down by 3, but playing much better in the second half. Lions up top, 10 to shoot. Wright tries to come up with a steal. Got to get back on defense. Malou tangles up with Kate Ogle. And the possession arrow will belong to East Central. Reel trying to get the play call in here. 5 on the shot clock. Reel inbounds pass to Cummings. Down to 3, Lions, desperation shot, ball tipped in the air, and East Central comes up with it. Could not come up with the rebound, and it results in 3 for East Central. Izzy Cummings has 7, and the lead is back out to 6 for East Central. Miller from 16, too strong. Malou has to be careful. East Central with the basketball. Coach Cole squatting down in front of the scorer's table. Dallimore looking on with his arms crossed. Both of them recognizing the crucial point of the game here. Reel with a left-hand dribble, bounces it over the lines, just inside the three-point line. Got it. Alexis Lyons has 8. And Lyons came into the game averaging 7, so she has her numbers today. Thornton off of a screen. Will drive in, a blocking foul called this time. We'll put that one on Izzy Cummings, her second. First foul against the East Central Tigers here in this fourth. Ouachita to inbound underneath. Thornton to the rim, just could not finish it, and then we'll have a foul on East Central. So good effort by Thornton to stay with that basketball. And that one is on Mackenzie Crusoe. A win here today for Ouachita would even up their conference record as they chase Southern Nazarene and Arkansas Tech and even Southeastern. Playing from behind right now. Thornton down on the hardwood, and possession arrow on a jump ball will belong to Ouachita. East Central trying to hang with Henderson, who's going to win today against Southeastern. And that top 3 in the league. Miller leaves it for Malou. She was too far out in front there. It's too close to the rim, but Mears recovers it. Mears goes in strong and a blocking foul. Oh, Mears is still down here.
Blocking foul on East Central, number 14, Kate Ogle. That is her second personal foul, and ECU's
Now Mears is up.
foul of the period. Shooting 2 for Ouachita, number 5, Lane.
Mears is really struggling out there a bit right now. She's trying to catch her breath. Put the foul on Ogle, her second. Mears hits the first free throw. Mears an 80% free throw shooter. She just doesn't get to the line that often. Freshman from Bologna. 1 of 2. It was just her 26th and 27th free throw attempts of the year. 5 points for Lainey Mears, who came into this game averaging 11.7. They're going to need a little bit more out of her down the stretch here. And the ball knocked free near half court. You've got 3 players down at this point, and an open Madison Rio can't hit. Thornton the rebound, double team, falls down, and a foul. That is on Crusoe.
Central, number 20, Mackenzie Crusoe. That is her third personal foul, and ECU's 4th team foul of the period.
Third foul on Crusoe, 4th team foul against East Central with still 6:45 to go. One more foul and Ouachita will be at the free throw line the rest of the way. That might be a way they can climb back in. Here's Thornton in the paint, steps back, high arcing shot. Malou partially being held, it looked like, with one hand on it, could not control it. East Central takes over. Drive in by Crusoe, off the glass and in. Good move.
Mackenzie Crusoe.
And just like that, East Central by 9 again. Wright thought about the long 3, decided not to. Now finds Mears. Mears circling around, pumps underneath, gives off to Wright, can't finish. 6 minutes to go in the 4th. And Ouachita has stayed with this lineup for a while now, and you just know that they're tired out there. Jones is going to check back into the game in just a moment. A lot of missed opportunities underneath around the rim for Ouachita today, and yet still not out of it. They're going to try the long shot. Thornton can't hit. A very quick possession for Ouachita. As both sides seem to be a bit tired out there. Coach Cole's actually telling his team to slow it down here. Mears, solid defender, stays with. Now over to Real, drops in and hits. So there's the difference right now. Those shots are going in, even the acrobatic style ones for East Central with the contact. And it's an 11-point lead. Ouachita takes a timeout. We'll take it as well. 5:06 to play in the 4th. East Central 62, Ouachita 51. We're back in a moment. You're watching Ouachita basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Tall task facing Ouachita now. 5:06 to play in the fourth quarter. East Central 62, Ouachita 51. Ouachita will come back to the court with Thornton. Jones just checks in. Mears, Lauren Wright, and Michaela Miller. It's Ouachita basketball. Miller to inbound. Aspen Thornton in the game with 10 points. Miller has 20. Miller off of the screen from Thornton. Swings it into the corner to Mears and out of bounds. Unforced error there for Ouachita. Turnover. Right back to East Central. So it was 51-46 at the end of 3. East Central has outscored Ouachita 11-5. First 5 minutes of the quarter. Madison Real inside, a lot of contact, and they'll call a foul. There were 3 Ouachita players around Real. I believe it's on Wright. They'll put it on Lauren Wright, her third personal. Second team foul on Ouachita, so still nowhere close to the bonus situation, and the Tigers of East Central will inbound underneath their own goal. Thornton outguarding Izzy Cummings. Into the corner. Long 2 is up and in for Lions. Now 3 back the other way. Mears offline. Boy, another possession or two if you don't make some stops. This one's all of a sudden out of hand. 13-point East Central lead. Lions, there's that jumper again, and on the front of the rim, missed it. She likes that mid-range look. Miller sends it over to Mears. Mears into the paint, trying to find Jones, and it's going to end up being out off of East Central. Ouachita got a break there. I give Mears credit there trying to find Jones. However, it just seems like Thursday the ball movement was so great. Today it seems like they're kind of just throwing the basketball expecting for a player to be there when they're not really open. Here is Thornton. She's going to go to the line. Try to get a few back at the charity stripe. Izzy Cummings called for the foul, her third personal. 15th foul against East Central. Free throws the rest of the way for Ouachita. Thornton can't hit at the line. She was 4 of 4 before that one. Conference's second best free throw shooter. 1 of 2. Crowd awfully quiet right now. 12-point East Central lead. Lions to the baseline. Blocking foul called as, again, 64-52 our score. And a little glitch there on the score bug. We'll get that fixed for you. Steps inside the three-point line. Shot will not fall for Izzy Cummings. Fight for the loose ball. It is Wright who has it. And they will call a jump ball, but possession will belong to East Central on the tie-up. So East Central gets yet another opportunity here. Nine offensive rebounds and the second chance points really beginning to add up for East Central. Although stats say just 7, it just feels like more than that. Awfully hot in this gym again tonight as well, and it was that way Thursday and it started to cool off, but it's remained warm in here. I'm sure it's a nice 70 degrees inside the production truck, but down here on the court, it's hot. Imagine the players got to feel it too. Miller after the steal, a little bit out of control, mainly because she was hit. And Michaela Miller heading to the free throw line. Kennedy Cummings called for the foul. That's her 5th. Oh, so I was off by a couple of degrees. 72 degrees in the truck. Cummings has been in foul trouble most of that first half, able to stay out there in the second half for quite a while before fouling out. Miller hits the free throw. It's 21 for Miller, make it 22. 10-point game, anything can happen. Definitely need a couple of stops. East Central will not get in any hurry here. Around the back dribble from Cummings, around Thornton. Mears comes up with a basketball. A steal for Ouachita, out to Thornton. Here is Thornton all the way to the rim. Blocking foul called. And 2 shots coming for Aspen with 2:51 to play. Chance to make it single digits after the Mears steal. See this again. A lot of contact there. Lyons called for her 3rd foul. One more for Thornton. Oh, we got to get out of the paint there. Lauren and Kaylin Wright were being told by Coach Dallimore to come over and talk to him for a second. I was afraid that they were going to leave the paint with Thornton having the basketball. She didn't actually have it. So a timeout by East Central. We'll take it as well. 2:51 to play, 64-56. Back in just a moment. You're watching Ouachita basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
It was 64-52 with 3:48 to play, and we're down to 2:51 to go. And it is now 64-56, so a little 4-0 spurt here from Ouachita. They will apply some full court press. Reel trying to get the ball, and she has it. Goes around Thornton, and they're into the front court with it. So again, East Central won't be in any hurry here. Thornton comes over, knocks it free. Ouachita getting their hands on the basketball. Thornton had a big smile on her face there. And so 8 seconds off the shot clock, still a lot of time to work with. Crusoe with it. We give to Reel. Collision and a jump ball. Possession arrow, Ouachita. My goodness. Thornton went spiraling backwards into the East Central bench. 2 other players tied up, and Ouachita has it. 2:35 to go. See that again? Here we go. Thornton sets a screen. Miller to her right. Thornton cuts through. Miller keeps it. Now to right. Got to be in control. She is. Right underneath, spins, and fouled. Kaylin Wright heads to the line. 2:20 to play. 8-point game. Alexis Lyons is called for her 4th personal foul. Wright cannot hit. She's got one more. Right at the line this season. 75% free throw shooter. Hits 1 of 2, but she's only had just a handful of attempts. 3 of 4 at the line this year. We got a whistle with a foul. That's still just the 4th team foul on Ouachita, so you got to foul again real quickly here if you're trying to preserve the clock. Coach Dallimore actually just told Thornton and everybody, don't foul. Wants to try to play this possession out. And I think that's a good call. 7-point game. Right up top, and now they will call a foul. Wow, so that's the 5th foul. I don't know about that one. So it's on Kaylin Wright. her second. We'll see it again here. Just missed that there. So at the free throw line is Kate Ogle for 2. Misses the first one. Ogle 8 of 9 on the season from the free throw line. And she missed both. Neither one of those looked on track. You could tell they were going to miss. Here is Miller. Miller almost lost it. Now recovers it. Wow. Wright has to save it inbounds and can't. Woo. Man. Opportunity missed there for Ouachita. Never really in control. Now you have to make another stop. I might go foul Ogle again. Those free throws didn't look very good. She does have it. Lost it. Mears comes up with it. Boy, East Central has really not done the job of protecting the ball down the stretch. Here's Miller to the rim and in. Give Ouachita's defense credit. We have a 5-point game. As here's Lyons underneath, ball stripped. Back out. Ogle swings it left. They're not going to take that shot. 1:20 to go. Lions back out up top to Crusoe. 10 to shoot. And Miller called for the foul, reaching in. Miller called for reaching in there. Sends Crusoe to the free throw line. Not the best free throw shooter. 21 of 33 this season. Got it. 63% on the year for Crusoe. She's into double figures with 10. 1 of 2. She'll be called for a lane violation. Crusoe was in the lane before that ball hit the rim. She knew it was going to miss. Oh, wow. Crusoe is pointing to the scoreboard as she talks to the student section, so she's certainly not afraid of the student section. Wow. Here's Miller. Mears back out to Miller, steps inside the three-point line, fires, missed it short, and Crusoe tripped up. Crusoe will go to the free throw line. You don't see it too often where the players will react to the student section, but Crusoe is certainly one of them. Ouachita needs to get a couple players down on the blocks here. Put the foul on Kaylin Wright, her third. Still within range here at 6. Crusoe back to the line, missed. One more. And Crusoe goes 1 of 2. So Miller picks it up, half court. Miller drives, needs some help, finds Wright, swings it over to Thornton, around her defender. And now Mears, hard collision. Out to Wright, and a traveling violation. 43.9 to play, 7-point game, and a timeout for Ouachita. We'll take it as well. Back in just a moment, you're watching Ouachita basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena. Special thanks to our crew today here on a Saturday afternoon. Bailey Redden, Coleman Callan, James Jolly, Priscilla Leverett, and Hannah Hickman, along with Chris Babb, and I'm Michael Westbrook. 43.9 seconds remaining. It's been a fun game. East Central leading 66-59, and it's been back and forth to some extent. The problem is the back and forth started after East Central had gained a 7 or 8 point lead, and then they've kind of played even, so have not quite been able to catch up to overcome that deficit. Timeout by Ouachita, and they're out of timeouts. East Central didn't have enough time, so now they take a timeout, and that'll leave them with 2. Well, we got a few more seconds to discuss here. Coach Dallamore's using the opportunity to talk to the officials a little bit more. And a lot of this last couple of minutes to even make this game possible for Ouachita to come back has been good defense. They've had their hands in the passing lanes. They've come up with steals. But then the shot's just not quite falling at the other end. And, when you're talking about the nation's leading scorer, all of Division II, you're going to have some of these off days. And you're coming into the end of a long, difficult stretch of basketball, and Thornton has had one of those kind of days. 4 of 16 from the floor. And Miller, on the other hand, 9 of 16. And there just hasn't been that third person step up to have a big day. Give East Central some credit for that. So East Central can advance it into the front court, and that's probably why they took that timeout. That's all they were doing. They just wanted to make sure they could get the ball into the front court. And now there'll be a delay of game warning against Michaela Miller for jumping up and landing on the out-of-bounds line. Give Crusoe credit. She knows the game. She called that right away for the official. Real is fouled by Thornton, and I think she just fouled out of the game. She has. Yeah, difficult day for her, that's for sure. She picked up the foul and immediately went right to the bench. Madison Real at the line. She's had a big day. I was talking with Kenny Morrison, longtime play-by-play announcer for East Central, 25th year, in fact, about Madison Real, and says she's just having an incredibly solid year all the way around. She's top 10 in several offensive categories in all-time East Central history. Makes both free throws, and all of a sudden it's back out to a 9-point game, which is pretty indicative of how this one has gone today. You feel like you're in it, you get to within 3 and just can't quite catch up as that 3 from right is offline. That's about going to do it as Crusoe's fouled, and we'll go to the free throw line. Bennett picks up the foul, her third. Well, Crusoe was at the line about 2 minutes ago, made 1 of 2, and he thought at that point maybe there's a shot. But since then, he's got a chance to put the lead back to double figures again if she makes both of these. .12 for Mackenzie Crusoe. You know, at the first quarter, even the first half for that matter, you kind of thought, okay, well, you've held Real in check, you've held Crusoe in check, but good players find a way to get their numbers, and Real ends up with 20. Crusoe has 13. Miller knew that one was offline. It'll be out of bounds and belong to East Central, and they can run out the clock. Coach Dallimore telling his players no fouls. Basically, you try to get a steal by half court. If you don't, then you just back off and the game's over. And East Central does get it across half court. They can run out the clock with 7 seconds. Real at half court. Down to 3, 2, 1. And that will do it.
Tiger Nation final score, East Central Oklahoma 70, your Ouachita Lady Tigers at 59.
70-59 the final. East Central with the win today on Ouachita. And so that is going to move East Central to 7-4 in conference play. 10-5 overall this season. Meanwhile, for Ouachita, they fall to 5-7 and 7-9 overall. We'll hang here for a second to give you the final numbers and hear from Coach Robert Dallimore before we conclude. But again, tough day for Ouachita. They fall 70-59. We'll also try to get you some other scores from around the Great American Conference. 30 seconds to play in Magnolia. Southern Nazarene has a 78-70 lead on Southern Arkansas. It's a final in Russellville. Arkansas Tech comes back to win 65-58. The shocker in the league today, Harding defeats Southwestern 77-69. And then Henderson defeats Southeastern 76-57. We never did have an Oklahoma Baptist and Arkansas Monticello score. Who knows? They may not have been playing today. Not sure on that. So just about to give you the final numbers from this one. Let's start first with some of the figures for East Central. 21 of 56 from the floor, 37.5%, 10 of 29 from three-point range. Sound like a broken record, but we said it all game long. That certainly was the difference today. That's 30 points right there from behind the arc at 34.5%. Also 18 of 23 at the free throw line. They shoot 78% from the line. 42 rebounds, 10 of those on the offensive glass. And for Ouachita, 20 of 55, 36%, 1 of 17 from three-point range, and 18 of 25 at the free throw line, 72% there, 34 rebounds, 7 of those on the offensive glass. There's your stats. We're joined now by Coach Robert Dallimore. And, Coach, it's been a long, tough stretch of basketball for your team, and it seemed like maybe some of that was seen out here today. Just I don't want to make excuses. Seemed like maybe they were a little bit tired. East Central's a good team. That's my perspective. What's your perspective from the other side of the court?
Well, first I want to give God all the glory, honor, and praise for getting an opportunity to coach here and coach these young ladies. Now, I'm not into making excuses about you got to be tough enough mentally to get the job done, because in a tournament you'll play 3 games in 3 days. So you got to be tough enough to do that. Today we were not. They deserved to win. They were a better team, no doubt. They ran their offense well. They knocked down shots. We didn't shoot the ball well, but that's a credit to their defense. And they really did a great job defensively on us. We made a run at them. We cut it to 3. And then when we cut it to 3, they missed. We got them to miss a shot. The fans were going crazy, and we had 4 people stand there. They grabbed the rebound, kicked it out for 3. It was 6. Then we missed a layup, and then they came down. It was 8. And then that was kind of it. After that, we didn't have. We had to put that good run in us. You know, we cut it from 12 to 3 and had a chance to get in transition, and we stood and watched. But hey, you know, that's part of youth, and as far as playing together as a team, and then hopefully we'll figure it out, because you know we got to figure it out.
Yep. Yeah, as you said, offense struggled today, especially Aspen Thornton. 4 of 12, I think. 4 of 16, I think, were her numbers there. So. Still, you know, like you said, youth, a young player there. What do you say to some of these younger players after a tough loss like today?
Get in the gym.
There you go.
Get in the gym. Listen, that's the only way I know in life for you to get things done is get to work, right? It's no different than biology class or physics or, you know, calculus. You just get to work. You get in the gym. You take a day off, get your legs back, and then let's get back in the gym. Let's get to work. You know, you got that's the only way I know to do.
Yep. Well, Coach, thanks again for coming over here. Good luck on the road next week at Oklahoma Baptist and Southern Nazarene. We'll see you after that.
I appreciate that, Michael. Thanks for having me. I love you, Caleb, Sharon, Jordan. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Coach Dallimore. All right. And so that's going to do it. Just real quick before we wrap it up, as East Central was led by Madison Reel, who had 20 points, 13 from Mackenzie Crusoe. Crusoe ends up with a double-double when it's all said and done. 13 points and 10 rebounds. And Alexis Lyons, the third leading scorer for East Central, she goes for 10 points and 8 rebounds. Ogle had 9, Cummings had 8. That's part of the difference today. Those backup bench players did their part for East Central for the win. Now for Ouachita, 24 points for Michaela Miller. A great day for her, 9 of 17 from the floor. She also finished with 6 rebounds and 5 steals, along with an assist. 15 from Aspen Thornton. 5 from Laney Mears. She had 5 from Kaylin Wright, 3 from Mackenzie Jones, and also had 5 from Lauren Wright and 2 from Nero Malou. So, again, 6 rebounds apiece from Thornton and Miller to lead the way there. Our final score, 70-59. East Central defeats Ouachita. Again, special thanks to our crew, Bailey Redden, Coleman Callan, James Jolly, Priscilla Leverett, Hannah Hickman, Chris Babb. I'm Michael Westbrook, on the road next week, so we'll talk to you when Ouachita returns home, and just stay tuned to obutigers.com for updates as games are being changed and postponed, so you just never know. We'll talk to you the next time we talk to you. So long from Bill Vining Arena.